Hello, dear friends. Trust in time, which often gives swift solutions to many bitter difficulties, said Cervantes. Opinion piece. The last battle, the last stretch, before the finish line, extraordinary times, change of consciousness, final or decisive conflict. Everyone must choose sides. Things are not what they seem, waiting for the end of the storm. God broke his law of free will to avoid the destruction of our planet. Let's start. According to all signs and rumors, we are approaching 10 days of transmissions and then the beginning of a new economy, new voting system, healing technologies, transportation, construction, travel, etc., says Steve Biko. The transition to a new economy is a gradual process that is already underway. It focuses on generating a positive impact on human beings and the planet, beyond just economic benefits. I have heard that our star family will appear at the end of the 10 days of transmissions. In view of this, I attach the utmost importance to a very clear statement of the state of affairs as it relates to our cosmic family who are waiting, like the rest of us, for the storm to pass and calm to be restored. Definition. The theme of the last battle often evokes ideas of final conflict, redemption, judgment, and in some cases, the end of an era or a world depicting a final or decisive conflict. A movie titled The Last Battle is about the end of the world and the return of Christ. The Last Battle is the title of the seventh and final book in the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis that tells of the end of the world of Narnia. Spanish band Medina Zara has a song titled The Last Battle that addresses themes related to defining moments. The Last War is an 8-episode film and television series being produced in West Virginia that began in June 2024. According to the script, a nuclear war, a global pandemic, and natural disasters have decimated humankind, leaving only a third of the population. Now, two armies gather for the final battle, the army of light and the army of darkness. Everyone must choose their side in the last war. Appearances. According to the Andromeda Council through Celia Wilder, as we go through these extraordinary times, it is essential to recognize that things are not what they seem. What appears to be true is not true at all. Even with this deception in the outside world, great transformations are taking place within each of us. The shift in consciousness is not, is not just a distant ideal, it is happening right now. Inner knowing is coming to the fore within each of you. It is a powerful yet gentle transformation, pushing humankind towards a more enlightened existence and deeper understanding of their reality. While these beautiful changes are occurring within you, there is a dark agenda pushing to cause chaos and confusion brewing outside of you. In this current era of propaganda and fear mongering, their goal is to distort human perception of the galactic presence. They want you to believe that our cosmic families are sinister or harmful in some way. But why do they wish to deceive humans into believing this? The wicked ones know that their time on this planet is up, and these are their last attempts to stop our ascension by causing as much fear and chaos as they can. This agenda leads to a false invasion orchestrated by the military industrial complex. Protection. The truth is, when it comes to promoting peace and attempting to protect the planet, the role of angels is being misunderstood. They have intervened many times to prevent nuclear weapons from being used, ensuring that humanity's self destructive tendencies do not lead to catastrophe. Rather than recognizing this as a protective measure, the Cabal claims that divine intervention would be a threat to our freedom, insisting that these beings are preventing us from exercising our legitimate power and that these weapons of mass destruction that have been created should be allowed to be used. This confusion they are creating is deliberate. By calling into question the intent of the angelic presence, they are able to distract us from the more pressing issue responsibility for our choices. It is humankind, through the exercise of free will, that has developed these dangerous technologies. The creation and potential use of nuclear weapons is a choice humanity has made, and that choice carries immense weight. By preventing these weapons from wreaking havoc, our many cosmic families are determined to protect us from the dangers of nuclear weapons. They are displaying an act of love, a commitment to the preservation of the planet and the quantum fabric of existence itself. They do not hinder our progress or prevent us from exercising our free will. They simply intervene when doing so would result in irreversible damage. Their role here is one of protection, showing us, showing us that we must evolve beyond the need for such destructive instruments. As we watch these dynamics unfold, remember why you are here. The shift toward unity begins within each of us. As we shed the layers of fear and embrace empathic connections, we not only heal ourselves, but we also uplift the human collective. It is time to move away from narratives of hate and confusion and move toward unity. The Cabal's last effort to cause fear will also backfire on them, leaving them defenseless in their effort. This is their last defense. Exception. According to Matthew Watt, the Creator established the cosmic laws, and the supreme being of this universe must honor those laws in this universe. A few years ago, the Creator broke his own law of free will by decreting that there would be no more nuclear detonations. Therefore, after Hiroshima and Nagasaki, no more nuclear weapons can be detonated. By honoring that decree, God broke his law of free will by denying that to souls who attempt such detonations. He did so by allowing civilizations to use their technology to prevent such attempts from succeeding, and since the Creator issued this decree, those civilizations have acted to comply with divine authorization throughout the universe. Our nuclear weapons cause such destruction in other dimensions that it would take a great effort to repair the damage. Pearls. Thousands of beakers helped protect RFK and Donald Trump. The largest US power grid faces a tough test of heat wave hitting the country. According to Drano, Macron has orchestrated a coup against French voters and it is jailing the free press that criticizes him. Ethical skeptic. They discovered they could control schools, then the media, then the medicine and science, the courts, and eventually even our elections. But people got home, and there is a revolution underway. X22 report. The lazy form is showing that they want our future to be like not leaving the city, cash sharing, traveling by bike, etc. Countries see blockchain as the way to conduct business transactions across borders. Kim Gogan says the Great Awakening is underway. Even young people are starting to see the cost of living crisis. They are moving towards a digital identity. Education could be hampered by artificial intelligence, and universities could collapse. The Storm Rider speaks of upcoming seismic wars, electromagnetic pulses, and globalist money collapse. We are approaching artificial events that are mimicking solar flares. These advanced weapons are being used to mimic biblical events. According to Doc Poet, humanity has a proven tactic that will drive the monsters back under the rocks from which they emerged. Materialism fuels one of the most horrible expressions ever known. Many other terrible qualities stem from it, such as selfishness. Those who seem to rule the world have a greater share of selfishness than anyone else. Psychology. Depression is a normal brain response to stress or adversity. According to nature, why do some people self destruct after achieving everything? External success does not always solve self esteem problems rooted since childhood. Emotional minimalism to eliminate suffering and be happy, according to coaching expert Anna Fargas. She proposes reducing the unnecessary and focusing on the essential. The art of doing nothing is not being lazy, idle, or sluggish, but letting the ego stand still and letting the spirit decide what to do in each moment. Luxembourg and Finland offer their workers the most paid time off. Silent abuse is a form of psychological abuse that consists of deliberately ignoring another person, avoiding any kind of communication with them. Curious. The Viaduct is in the south of France is the highest bridge in the world. Magnetic levitation for cars has a first prototype in Japan. A huge diamond from Botswana could be the second largest in the world. Scientist says he has discovered where the missing Malaysia Airlines plane is. A 100-foot statue of the monkey god Hanuman is unveiled in Houston, Texas. An identified celestial object 27,000 times larger than Earth is traveling through our galaxy at a million miles per hour. The Atlantic is cooling at a record speed, changing the hurricane season. A 10-meter long ribbon shaped silver oarfish discovered on the southern coast of California. It has large eyes and red spines and lives in deep waters. A Japanese black bamboo has just flowered after 120 years of growth. In Illinois, a massive outbreak of oak leaf itch mites is creating a plague after the massive appearance of cicadas. A video of a farmer saying the level of aluminium in his soil is much higher than usual and his traditional seed crops are failing. Scientists of the University of Bath have developed a new method to remove permanent chemicals in wastewater. Global disasters. Desert, desert areas in India are experiencing unprecedented flooding, and if we plot the points on a map of floods in Saudi Arabia and dust storms in Africa, we see that between 22 and 25 degrees north latitude, there is a line where the extremes are concentrated. Seven suns at sunset due to refraction in China, and volcanoes around the world being to erupt in unison. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.